Yes. Back again. Yes, yes, y'all. Back again. Motown Philly is back again. What a little JN swing. JN and the caffeines. You know who you are, caffeines. Going off. Not too hard. Pause. Not too soft. Well, hello. Guys, we're back. What did John Wick say? I get them back. Guys, I missed you. You know I missed you. You know I missed you, Hein. It's happening! It's happening! Everybody, don't panic. It's happening. Guys, hello. I am your humble host, Jamar Nicholas. Producer Sue's in the building. Well, hello. Guys, it's been way too long. It's been way too long. Pause. That's right. I feel a presence I've not felt since. Guys, since I've been gone, since I've been gone, I can't live another life. Man, the world's going to shit since Coffee Break with JN has been off air. That's right, the administrator of this facility is back. Guys, I'm so happy to be back, you guys. Welcome to Coffee Break with JN, where all your dreams come true. Somebody just sent me, was it Ronaldo? Somebody just sent me our girl, the the matron saint of Coffee Break, Zelda Rubinstein. All are welcome. All are welcome. No, you said don't go into the light. Carol, listen. Come into the light. Come into the light, Sean Shy. Guys, we have so much to cover. You know, I'm looking fresh. You see I got the Thanos glow in the background. Let's see who's populating the chat. I'm gonna say hello to a lot of people. Nakota. I expect nothing less from the Baroness of the Pacific Northwest. Shout out to Dakota Fox. Hello, Dakota. Good to see you. Michael Acevedo. Good to see you. Hola. How are you? I see Bill O'Donnell. What up, Bill? Good to see you. Billy Bob in the building. Long time no see. Hope everyone's all right. We all right tonight. It has been a hot minute, Dakota. It has been a hot minute. Oh, Bill says tonight is needed. I will not argue with that. Yo, Paul Pate, what up, Paul Pate? Yo, all the superstars have come back. Everybody came home to roost. The chickens have come home to roost. I didn't do a proper hello to you guys. You know what to do. I call Shogun. Good to see you. Nakoto's getting antsy in the chat because I didn't start on time. But I turned the John on early. Pause. Yo, I see Matt of the mighty Ringo Dynasty. Hello, Matt. Good to see you. I saw Suze. Hello, Suze. Suze. Yo, if Suze will report to the dance floor later, there will be a Suze pose in your honor and in your future. What up, Paul Pate, Dakota, Billy Bob, Shogun? Anybody else sneak in? Yo, really? Oh, I love it. Dakota, I love it. Look at that. You guys are making me feel great. Make me feel appreciated. Paul Pate says, been a long week. I need therapy. Yeah, you guys know what's up. Welcome to Group. You know about Group when we meet every other Thursday at 9 p.m. EST and we go to the rec center. And if you get here early enough, you get to park in front of that meter out front with the paper bag over it. Good to see you guys. Bill says, just went and made a cocktail from Dr. Pepper, Jumbo, liquor, blackberry liquor. Pause. It's screwball peanut butter liquor. Oh, man. You made my stomach bubbling. Oh my goodness, I love it. America, this is you. Tom Zoller, what up, Tom? Tom represented lovely last night on Pencil to Pencil. It's good to see you. Sean Shy, how are you? Coming from all the way in Ausland. Hello, welcome. Sean Shy, what time is it in Australia right now? Clap X5, I call Shogun. Yo, Miguel, good to see you. I love it. Look at all these folks coming back home. Guys, they say you can't go home again. I disagree because you're back in my loving bosom. Um, and I always worry, guys. I always worry that when I take a break, that you guys are going to move on. You guys are going to move on from JN and the JNN Jamar Nicholas Network. But I have a pretty strong magnetic pull because we all know, you guys, that I have a 16 charisma with a +3 modifier. That's nothing to sneeze at, right? So even if you were like, JN, I wish I could quit you, something brings you back. Something brings you back. Maybe it's the dancing brilliance in my brown eyes. Maybe it's the cut of my jib. It could be any of those things, but something brings you back here, and I love you for it. Sean Chai says it is currently 11:13 a.m. tomorrow. How's the future looking? It's good to know. So, all right, you guys, I've been going for some time because, as the faithful caffeines know, and you know who you are, caffeines. I got to give you a shout out. Did I move that? Friends of regulars, not yet. Well, coffee break with JN. You knew I was on assignment. They was like, yo, I even said to my patronuses, I said, patronuses, look, I need your counsel. I need you to lay hands, pause, and give me the right course of action. I said, something's got to give this summer. Something's got to go. Something's not going to make it through because I be doing a lot. What do the kids say these days? You doing too much. I'm doing too much in a different way. I had to finish my book. Tell him, Bill, the page grind is real, for real, for real. And to that point, I had to cut back on some of my programming. So Paul Pate is trying to rebuke my Disney hug. Paul Pate says, I don't know if I'm really down with your loving bosom, but otherwise I'm here for it. I'll give you that. I understand. Dakota says, I like very few people. So if I like you, you're stuck with me until I see you tell me to go away. I love it. I love loyalty. I love kinship. I love community. That stuff is very real to me. Um, but yeah, I had to cut bait because I had to land the plane on Leon 3, title to be announced, which I can happily say that it is not in the can. Pause. Uh, but I did turn in my assignment, and now I am in what we call editing. So this book doesn't come out until this time next year. I know that sounds crazy, especially for my friends in the business who do monthly comic books. And as that sounds, things come out monthly. What a grind, right? I have to say, in a weird way, that our grinds are very similar. As you may go to yourself, oh, you have like a year and 6 months to do a book. We're going to the beach, but fam, I gotta I gotta do like 250 pages, right? So if you kind of pizza math that, it's kind of like the same thing. It's just stretched out over a long period of time. Um, Bill says, also congrats to Tom Zoller for the latest successful Kickstarter. Congrats, Tom Zoller. Tom, that kind of got away from me. Tell the chat about your Kickstarter. Peter, you're doing too much. Here, get in bed and I'll give you some of my special chamomile tea. May. Oh, that's from like 66 Spider-Man, where he's got that uh, yell at black people at the lunch counter haircut. He's got that flat top with the widow's peak in it. And Aunt May hooked him up with some tea. Yo, it may be September, but it's always July when Julian Lytle's in the building. Yo, I gotta start sometime. You guys, first sip of the return to coffee break of JN goes to my man Julian Lytle. Let's get those guys, get those cups up, get those pinkies up. Where's my sippers at? Yeah, I got too many. I got too many joints. Where is it? Hold on, I don't want to lose the moment. Guys, get your sippers up for my man July. Sip of coffee. Man, that feels good, doesn't it? Matt says, "Congrats, guys. Thank you." The coach says, "Yeah, you got to do a whole ass book. You know how that goes." And it's really cool to think, like people are like, you know, whatever. You're at the laundromat, and somebody's like, well, "So what's going on with you?" I'm writing a book. You ain't writing a book. That's still one of those things where people don't believe you, right? Because that's things like that have a very clear high wall, right? And I'm not trying to big up myself, but everybody in this room that does amazing things knows that, with great power comes great responsibility. Those things seem like insurmountable goals. What are you going to do? Oh, I got to write a book. I got to write a book. I'm writing a book. Yeah, okay. But then you write a book, and then it's like, holy shit, you wrote a book. Then it's like, now what are you going to do? I'm writing the next book. Then after a point, you're someone who writes books, and it doesn't get less amazing, but people start to understand that this is the water you swim in. So not to discount how big of a achievement it is, but I think the more you talk about it and the more you kind of like, I've said about being in cartoonist circles for a long time. It's weird because it's almost like you're at the wizard's parlor and everybody's trying to impress each other with the same magic tricks. Like, yeah, I get it. Rabbit out the hat. We can all do that, bro. Yeah, what the infinite sleeve, infinite silks out the sleeve. Yeah, what else you got? It gets harder to impress people who are already impressive, right? So when we can celebrate things like this, I will take it. I had to shut off maybe the past three months or so just to kind of like get to the finish line with my book. Now, also we could talk about the thing when you tell somebody you have a deadline, that sounds very immediate, right? It's the end of whatever this thing is, that's your next milestone. So people kind of assume, and you guys, maybe this will be the first thing we talk about. People will assume that up to the point that somebody's like, "Oh, this shit is due next month," you're not doing anything. But the thing is, you're doing something every day. You're biting that elephant a little bit every day until you get to the point where hopefully the deadline's looming and you're not going insane because you were doing what you were supposed to do the whole time. Right now, yeah. What up, Angela? Good to see you, Angela Sky, back in the chat. Um, but yeah, so just for my own sanity's sake, you can't do everything. You can't do it all. I know there's a limit to my superpowers. My bandwidth kind of like my Wi-Fi signal starts to get weak when I'm doing way too many things. And I already do way too many things. But you do like, there's a ceiling to that stuff. And I'm just like, something's gotta go. So thank you. Tom Zoller giving a pause for his new book. Long Distance, a collection of my criminally underrated second book, along with a new 20-page story has been collected. The Kickstarter has ended, but you can still late pledge. Long Distance is one of my favorite Tom Zoller joints, and he has so many. So, congrats, Tom. That's right, Billy Bob. Booked and busy. Yo, are you reading Rosebuds? What up? Shout out to D Parsons. D Parsons, Super D in the building. Hey there, Ink Slinger. Hope you're staying amazing. Triple A, awesome as always, my man. Good to see you. Paul says, "Ugh, I hate deadlines." But you know what? We would never get anything done. And I don't know the authors you know, but I am not of the caliber where the publisher goes, you know what? Whenever you get around to it, like that's not that's not how this works. And I think that's how, like, whatever Hollywood or whatever makes authors seem out to be like they're just like in a cabin, just like working on something where they get stuck, and then they have to send Queen Latifah out to go like bring this book in. Oh, I'm finally finished. They're like Stephen J. Cannelling it. Ping! Then they throw the paper up and it curls into a C. That's not how this works. Bill says, and your wife is whip smart. As my wife puts it, do not make checks future self is going to have to cash. Word up. You got it, brother. Um, so, but yeah, again, like talking to the Wizards Guild, almost everybody that messes with me is a creative of some sort, or if you're not a creative, you're an appreciator of the creative mind. And you know that stuff takes time. Right? Dakota says, if I knew they were going to send Queen Latifah to my house, I'd never read a deadline on purpose. Dakota, where's that book? See what had happened was, all right, she'll be there one day. What? Queen Latifah's coming? I think Queen Latifah's got a new skill trait in her retirement. She's going to show up at creatives' houses and make them finish their deadline. Shout out to Queen Latifah. If you are one of my patronuses, you know that my fortnightly Ask Me Anything podcast with superstar comic book artist Mike Hawthorne, we did a prompt to Queen Latifah, who is such an iceberg, you guys. Please give Queen Latifah her credit. Give her propers. You might be like, oh, that's the lady on the Equalizer. Like, come on, y'all. Give her props. But you know what? Before I run out of time, because what is going on, Tom? I got some new stuff I want to share with you. I have some stuff I want to talk to you about. I fear that we're going to run out of time if I don't manage it well, because you know my undiagnosed ADHD spins us off into outer space sometimes. So over this time I've been away, I consume a lot of media, and I need to kind of frame that in the right way because that makes it sound like I'm watching like a bunch of movies. I don't watch a bunch of anything, but you know I'm a big YouTube fan. Whatever fire's going on in the world, I hope it doesn't reach YouTube because that's my jam. Yo Duke, yo Joe, yo like the second shift just showed up. Yo Duke, what's going on? A whole lot of superstars, yes sir. Yo Diesel Funk's in the building. What up, Tim Fielder? I see you, Bros. Look at this. Wait, what I miss? What I miss? Um, so I was telling you guys probably on the last coffee break, which was like what in June or something. It's been a while. July, I can't remember. Um, I started talking about. Oh man, this fell out of my head. Oh, I started talking about like I was starting to subscribe. I started subscribing to too many 80s things, like too many. And I had asked this question. I said, "Am I living in the past, you guys? Is this too much? Like, there's only so much hose taste one person should stand, right? Um, and it started to make me think. I didn't want to overdo absorbing the 80s and 90s. And but there's one little channel that popped up that I was really into, and I think it's called Rerun the 80s. And what I really enjoy about this group one the 80s is it's very curated, and it's all just reels and shorts. And the reels and shorts are kind of like imagine like everything is vertical, like for your phone. And they're all kind of like, like an old color TV with a bunch of stuff on top of it to make it feel like it's the den or the basement of your old house in the 80s. And hold on one second. Sorry about that. So, and I'll try to play this, but I'm gonna turn the music off. And I hate when you try to like figurize this stuff and it doesn't really work. So hold on a second. So this is one of those rerun the 80s things, and basically it's playing the intro to the Transformers TV show. And I was talking to Ronaldo, and I might just pause this and try to bigger it. There's a lot of things wrong with this image. I mean, if you weren't there, what do you know? But I think, we may have to become the new TVA of our own timeline because people are remixing the past, you guys. That's realer than it sounds going on with, considering what's in the world. But just this very cool image is is worth debating. So for all you 80s babies, I'm just going to pause this. And I wish there wasn't all this crap all over the screen. Oh no, I messed it up. Oh, there it is. And I want to see if we can talk about this real quick. So, and if you can't see it, I'll just leave it alone. But so, is there any? If you look at this image, can anybody see anything that doesn't really work? Does anything not really match? So I'll start it. Right, this is very 80s. It is more than meets the eye. Um, yeah, Billy Bob, this is like one of those. You can feel the rain. Okay, so I'll try to push this along. So one of the things is we started talking about. Aha, there you go. First thing. So the thing here it says that the Transformers TV cartoon first aired in 1984, and right on the front of this guy's table is a Nintendo Entertainment System. That is not correct. Nintendo wasn't out yet. If that was supposed to be, specific. Yep, dude, there you go. The paneling, the orange carpet, and the lamp are perfect, but the TV is too new. Where are the knobs at? Woof, woof, woof. Where the knobs at? Yeah, where the knobs at, Duke? Very good, very good. You guys are feeling where I'm going with this. You're smelling what I'm cooking. So I wanted to talk about this for all you kids, all you 80s babies and you 90s babies. There was a very long time where you may have not had a color television in your house. See, that's another good one. Like, aren't there like gimmick Pringles? Aren't there like orange Pringles? Right, button TVs did exist. Also, guys, nobody mentioned the remote control. Having a TV with a remote really kind of throws this thing off because nobody I don't remember anybody that had a TV with a remote control before the late '80s, maybe the '90s. That's how old we are. Duke says, "Yeah, the TV's too small. Should be a console that sits on the floor, at least some rabbit ears." If you had a TV, I will well, I don't know how you grew up, but if you had a TV that was yours, like Duke has a TV, it was probably black and white, so it's probably tiny, and you probably loved that thing like it was a long lost relative. I didn't get a color TV until if you listen to my lore, when my mother surprised me with a Nintendo Entertainment System and a color television. I believe that was the Christmas of '86. That may be right. So that was a while, and there was no remote. Also remember that well, the VCR, I don't know if you can see it. See, that's possible, but we had the little squatty large, shout out to Sue's, squatty large sodas with that, like, the styrofoam crinkle wrap around it. What up, Chris Lopez? Chris says, "You definitely weren't sitting your TV on top of your expensive VCR, right?" Yeah. Yeah, this is see, some stuff doesn't work here. This if you told me that this was 1990, I would believe you. Or if this was like '88, I would believe you. Duke says, "I remember having a portable TV that was about the size of an iMac before the iMac existed. That was yellow plastic and black and white with knobs. Where are my knobs at?" I knew what you meant, Chris. Right? So it's kind of like this is fun. Our first VCR was probably 1984. No, that feels too early. No, 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 no. Hold on. It might have been 83 3 or 4. A lot of stuff happened in 1986, but it might have been like 84, and we got a VCR, and it was like it was big as hell, and it was a top loader, and it had a remote that was attached to a wire. I think I talked about this before, and it only had play, pause. I don't think it had forward on it. I think it had rewind, and you had get up to eject it. It didn't even have all the buttons on it. Uh, uh, I don't know. It's debatable. A lot of that stuff is you still had to get up and turn it. So as the keepers of the flame, you guys got to watch out for things like that, right? We got to tell them, yeah, 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 you're close. Get them, bros. Yeah. Bill says also the drinking glass better be the McDonald's joint with the painted enamel scenes. Tom knows all about those. Yeah. See, thank you. These are the things we got to keep precious, you guys. As the timeline starts to crumble inside itself, us keepers of the '80s have to stick together. That's right. Goonies never say die. And you guys have to celebrate me. I saw a Goonies um, bomber jacket on Timu, and I didn't buy it. So please be happy for me. Paul Pate says, "One summer my dad signed us up for cable by surprise. I thought I was in heaven. We got ESPN." Yep. Shogun says, "I had that remote that had the slider. You just slide to the channel you want." I love it. Yeah. So when we kind of see these reels with people are kind of like dissing their kids because they don't know stuff, we're starting to get the facts a little fuzzy. I just saw somebody had posted. the instructions on dialing a rotary phone, and I was like, "Oh man, I almost forgot about that." And there were parts on it where it was, you know, how like there's letters and numbers, and back in the day they used to kind of like make words out of the numbers, so it would be kind of like Kansas City 3400 or something like that, and you kind of had to decode that. That's where what was it? Transylvania 65000. I think that's the same kind of thing. Chris says my uncle in Jersey was the one with cable TV. Remember WHT? Yes, I do remember that. Hold on a second. I gotta change my screen around here because I can't see all the comments. There's something very weird about the way StreamYard is compressing everything. Uh, Billy Bob says, I feel like every decade gets done dirty when it comes to reels, TikToks, and shorts. Yeah. Bill says, my cousin's family had a portable computer. It was the size of travel luggage. It had 15 megabytes of storage. I got emails bigger than that. Right? Right. So you just can't go to the vintage store and just put shit together. It don't it That's kind of like how when people get the 80s, well, when people get like fashion wrong, it's kind of like, oh, everybody was wearing neon uh leg warmers. No, not everybody was doing that. So you like if I feel like you might have to do more homework. Sue says, Same. I thought my parents would never sign us up for cable, and all of a sudden, one day they were like, "We're getting cable," and I almost had, cable's a big deal, you guys. So, all right, before we run out of time, Frankie says, "Relax." Yeah, like especially like people get the '90s wrong. The '90s was a mess. The Superstation, WTBS. We're gonna go watch pro wrestling at 6:05 p.m. on Saturday. Bill says, just wait till someone does a thousand scene and they toss in thumb drives and not a zip drive for mini disc. Not a side quest. Yo, BK British Walkers, BK Knights. I had a pair of BKs. Those were fresh. They were like loafers with lug soles and had the little BK badge on it. Man, those were tough, man. Slick Rick wore British Knight. So, guys, before I run out of time, I want to hold on. Process. I just found a padded envelope with the 83 posters. Those official circuit matrix replacements. Oh, where'd you find that? Ross is always covered up with something wild. Guys, I have something new for you guys. And if you saw at the beginning of the program, I put a little banner across the screen. I don't know if anybody paid attention to it. The phrase that pays. This is a new segment in Coffee Break with JN because we got to keep innovating, you guys. I can't just sit here and look pretty and drink coffee. I got to come up with stuff. I need Tell 'em Shogun content, TM. So StreamYard just started a new thing called StreamYard giveaways. So now we can do online polls, online contests where we can, I can say something and we can kind of put it into the chat, and then it'll populate this field, and somebody could win a prize. So if you are interested in tonight's, I don't know if we have time for two, phrase that pays, type hashtag John Luke into the chat. It doesn't matter if you're on YouTube. It doesn't matter if you're on Facebook. Content. So start putting John Luke in the chat. John Luke, and you can enter for a prize. So let's check this out, see how this looks. I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm going to do this. Look at that. How cool is that? So we're going to do this for a couple more minutes. Sorry, I think my bars are low. And we'll let that ride for a second. So my whole idea here is to do more interactive stuff with you guys. And Chris wants to know what's going on. He says, "Would that be a no prize?" Now, if you rock with me, you know that would be a Gnaw John. So Gnaw Johns are for asking questions I can't answer or picking stuff. Also, there's a thing in here. Well, it won't let you spam. Oh, there you go. You did it. Bill knows. I think he won a couple of them. It won't let you spam the entries. So if you type it in more than once, it's only going to count once. All right. So we're gonna let this rock. I want to give everybody a chance to enter, and I'm going to give something away. So tonight's first, right? What? Somebody thought about this? Those tech bros, they think of everything. Um, so tonight's um, giveaway is going to be a Jamar crate. So some of my Patronuses know what that is, and a Jamar crate is a finely curated box of stuff for my studio. Um, I will say that whatever is in this crate will have a market value of at least over $25. Just the shipping's $25. Thank you, Nakota. And I've got 4 of them in my in my mail room that I need to get out the door. But yeah, see, Suze knows what's up. So this will be now Sean Chai wins. We're gonna have to figure something out because I have no idea how much shipping is to Australia. So, but yeah, we'll figure that out as it comes along. And what the Jamar crate is, and if you consider, well, this isn't really beneficial to this contest, but if you want to see more of this show business, consider joining my Patreon. The Patreon is open, you guys. I was hanging out in the Patreon the whole time I was off. I took a break from coffee break, so the Patronuses and I kept in touch. I have a tier where you can get a Jamar crate when I get to it. Let's just keep it real. But they're always well received, and any of the Patronuses who've gotten one will tell you about it. Nakota says, "Dude, I bought 3 CDs from Canada. You know, I heard you like CDs." And UPS made me pay them $26 to get them over the border. Oh my goodness. Wow. All right. So you guys get it. And all right. So I think that's it. And get in, pause. Yo, P Wedge, what's up? Good to see you, P Wedge. Oh no, that's okay. What? All right. Are you guys ready? So I'm going to go over here and we're going to do some draws. All right, guys, get ready. I just hit the button. Duke! Yeah, Duke, you won, buddy. Duke is the winner of the Jamar crate. Brett. Rat-tat-tat-tat. Yo, that's grimy. I love it. Look, Duke's always winning. Yo, Joe. Duke's gonna make it. He's gonna be okay. Yeah, that's fun, right? Okay, cool. Congratulations, Duke. So, Duke, you know how to get in touch with me, and just I don't think you need to remind me. I get it. You have won a free Jamar Crate. How cool! How fun was that? It was the Dukes. It was the Dukes. You're a dead man, Valentine. And look at the community. Everybody loves it. That's cool. So this is just like another. So this is just like another cool thing that makes me really love StreamYard. I wish it didn't cost so much, but it is what it is. And I really thought that was fun. Look at the engagement. Everybody's so excited. I'm so excited for you to win a Jamar Crate. That's so cool. So I wanted to do the giveaway. I wanted to talk about that 80s stuff. And I feel like there was one more thing. The prize wheel goes woo woo. That's your alarm clock. That's how it's supposed to get you up in the morning. I love it. That's your alarm clock. Look at that, all that love. All right, cool. All right, so shit, I gotta finish this coffee, you guys. I'm so out of practice. I forgot to drink the coffee. Okay, here's my last thing. This will be our last thing we talk about. I remember. I was talking to Ronaldo. I don't know where Ronaldo is. This is for you, buddy. And I said, no. Well, wait, was it Bill? I'm sorry. I don't know who I'm talking to anymore. When the wheel started to go, kank. I like it. Oh, I forgot. Now there's sound effects. I wasn't thinking about it, but I didn't load any of the sound effects yet. So I should have did. That's too loud. We'll get it together, you guys. Mistakes were made. So I was talking to either one of the Patronuses, and I said I've been paying attention to how people are moving through the world, and people are becoming very defensive of their hobby. And what I mean by that is, we're under attack in a lot of different ways. But one of those things is I've been watching a lot of things about kidults. You've heard about this kidulting, adult people who spend money on toys and collectibles, or maybe that's the same thing. The Labubu craze has made noise, and I think people only find that interesting. And I don't want to be crass here. It was Bill. I'm sorry, Bill. Thank you. And it seems like when women are into a trend, it makes news. And I mean, like, not, I mean, like, the Labubus is like a very kind of like female centric collectible thing. Not to say there's not dudes with Labubus, but it seems like that's the fever right there. And I remember hearing on the news a couple months ago that somebody robbed a delivery truck that had like $40,000 worth of Labubus in it. Right. So um, it's very interesting that now people are like pushing back. Like, you collect what you want to collect. You're into what you're into. We all speak the same language here, right? Maybe you got a man cave. Maybe you have a she shed. Whatever. I think it's just human nature to want to collect shiny things. Who doesn't love some shinies, right? That's funny, Ross. Bring him in. Right. So Billy Bob knows what I'm talking about. People like, and even like the Pokemon thing, which was all summer long, people were kind of like flabbergasted by people running up in the Costco, just arm swiping the whole palette of Pokemon cards. People are just figuring out the Pokemon cards are expensive. Gold pressed platinum. Fimu. Oh, see? Oh, I just saw at my supermarket there's a Pokemon vending machine, and people are already trying to break those. See, you can't have nice things. So anyway, what I said to Bill was, if you do, I'm sure you have a thing that's floating around in the Jello pudding inside your head that you would totally get if it was just like a little on sale. Like you can't justify the cost of whatever this thing is, but it's on your bucket list. It's at the very top of your Amazon wish list, and nobody ever looks at your Amazon wish list. No, I don't even know why we even use those anymore. Nobody ever looks at those. So I would like, because we don't judge, we listen, we don't judge here at Coffee Break with JN, to put in the chat what is that thing. If you had like a 50% off coupon and it was just like, okay, tell me what that thing is in the chat. Angela says, oh, OMG, robbed the truck with the Labubus. That's crazy. Shout out to Beanie Babies at McDonald's. I was really young at the time, but I think people went nuts for Beanie Babies or whatever they're called too back then. Yeah, Beanie Babies was a thing. I mean, it was already a thing, but then when they did a McDonald's promotion, it was off the hook. And people were talking about, I think this happened, is it in Japan maybe? And it feels weird because they're not very wasteful. Either it was in London or Japan. They had some sort of Pokemon thing. And they weren't cards, but it was some sort of giveaway with, I think, like a junior meal or however they they measure. And people were just going in and buying the meals and just throwing the food in the alley to take the item. Uh, Dakota says, "Yeah, I do get pissed at people who try to make money off people trying to just enjoy their damn life." Yeah, man, can I have something, right? So it's gotten bad because a lot of you guys know that I'm a big GI Joe guy. I'm halfway out of it now because it's almost impossible to get the things because once you know, like if somebody hears you going to San Diego Comic Con and they have these like exclusive, they're going it on eBay before the Wednesday evening of the first night of Comic Con, and now they're like $400. Whatever, I know, I'm out. I'm done. I don't want it. So yeah, this whole thing is this aftermarket is making everything ridiculous. Sorry, I'm missing. These are really good comments in the chat. Shogun says, "Do people just really poke it?" Yes, it's weird, right? It's just this very odd thing that people they don't see it until they see it. Yo, no, notorious. JRD, good to see you, man. You got in right under the right under the Indiana Jones gate. Speaking of that, Billy Bob says, I went to San Diego this summer and was able to get my friend a money high dollar because she loves these. I don't know what those are. And the scalpers were already selling them for 300. Yeah, it's real. July, tell them Amazon wish lists are great for family during Christmas time, especially kids. Just give me the list, kiddos. Well, I'm glad that somebody's put used to it. If I said, hey, just check my Amazon wish list, nobody's checking my list. Now, Dakota, I'm pretty sure anytime I wanted something, I just go get it. Yeah, that's facts. But I just saw this one reel where there was this guy, and his whole Instagram thing are just reels or shorts or whatever you call them. You know what I'm talking about. And he's like a big wrestling dude. Like he's got like these like glossy photos of a bunch of wrestlers that he got signed, and he met him in person. And he's holding a title belt, and he's like all I'm sure some of you guys have some friends that are like keyed in to wrestling. Like I don't think as a wrestling fan unless I told you. But one of the things was, I guess it's like one of these things going around, and it's just like when somebody tells you you're an adult, why are you watching wrestling? And he was just like gave off this screed about why he loves wrestling. And then he's like, I even got collectibles. And he pulls up a Funko Pop. Like people are defending their position in 2025. Why'd you get rid of your DDR mat for Xbox? I saw in somebody's man cave they have like the legit Johns with the handlebars on it. It's crazy. Well, I don't know. Nobody's going to answer this question, so we'll just keep it going. Billy Bob says, "For me, it would be plushies from franchises I like. I have a few. Oh, I love squishies. I have a few SpongeBob plushies and more from other things. Okay, good." Paul says, "I actually bought all the electric football stuff I dreamed of having. I am complete." That's also a thing. Like you can get to the end of a hobby, or like maybe you collected all the things that you wanted. You have it now. What are you going to do with it? That's a whole other conversation. But there's also something satisfying about putting that last book in the lineup, and they're all complete. Right? That's very satisfying. That's kind of like the last puzzle piece. So, but then what? Do you just kind of like curate it, like put it away and bring something else out? D says there's also that event at a museum where they did limited edition Pokemon cards. The people rioted to get them. I believe you. Getting the Ocean Challenge. I love it. Angela says, "I would love." We're gonna wrap it up. Would love an original art piece by James Jean. Wow. Yeah, how much does James Jean stuff go for these days? Um, like you don't want like a I don't know, like a Boba Fett armor or something. Matt says, "Can't think of any big ticket things I want. Maybe that complete Universal Monsters Blu-ray set. I'm really just fishing for Christmas gifts." Oh, Monster High. I have no idea why autocorrect. Okay, that's cool. Prime Energy drinks. July says, "The Hasbro stuff doesn't sell out like that at San Diego. They have allotments for each day. Usually on Sunday, you can buy most stuff. That Tron Aries Delta vinyl 9-inch nails record, though, that was going, going. I didn't even know about that. Yo, let's play some Halo. I'm down with that." Duke says, "I think I get an old school arcade machine. Some of my fondest memories are playing Pac Man on a console table and the upright Rampage. That's nice." A lot of arcades. My wish item's an actual arcade machine of Robotron 2084. Save the humans. Yo, those are hard to find, and there's a couple of like arcade seller people who are like in the greater triangle, like Jersey. There's a couple places. There's this place you might want to look it up called TNT Arcades in New Jersey, and all they do is restore and sell arcade cabinets. I think of Robotron, especially because it's twin stick. Pause is probably one of the pricier cabinets. And generally, an arcade cabinet will run at least 2 grand. And some of like the ones that are super popular, like a Pac-Man cabinet, you would think would be cheap, but they're kind of the more expensive ones. They're obtainable if that's something that you're really into, but also you got to maintain them. The stuff is like 40, 50 years old, so it might break easy. Uh, July says, "I son people who, when they ask me about why I watch wrestling, you got to give it to them. It's TV. All this shows on TV ain't real either. They're not ready for that." Yo, I think we're going to open an arcade. Nakota says, "I would probably do unspeakable things for a Jurassic Park pinball table." Nice. Bill says, "Tomorrow there's a Magic the Gathering and Marvel crossover release. I'm genuinely worried for my sanity at the shop when I get there." Don't go to the shop. JRD says, "My white whales are the first editions of the Thin Man and the Mouse That Roared." Does that count? Yes, it does count. All right. Angela says, "I remember back in 2019, James Jeans Mickey Mouse mini sculptures cost like 4 grand or five bands, if I remember correctly. This stuff goes for thousands." Yeah, I know. Monster High. That's interesting, Billy. Bros is getting Union jerseys. P Wedge artwork. Yeah. Super D says, I don't really have a collection hobby. The closest I have is maybe my original comics collection. Guess I could say I have the coolest collection of Garfield stuff. Yeah. Oh wow. See, we're getting into stuff. All right, guys. I need to start wrapping it up. I got you guys are killing me. You need to get in touch with Bros, Nakota. I love it. All right, guys. I might have lost Suze. Is Sue still here? Matt, are the Ringos still awake? Suze, please report to the dance floor. We have the Suze pose to enact. Um, and thank you guys for hanging out with me. We had a packed room. I enjoyed the contest. Yeah, here. Tell me real quick. What did you think? We outside. Tell me what you thought of the giveaway. Was that cool? Would you like to do more of those? All right, guys. We got to get the Suze pose in before we get out of here. Um, guys, get ready. You know what to do. I'm not ready. I put my hand upon your hip, then I dip, you dip, we dip. Yo, shout out Brad Tree. Yo, I almost stopped breathing. I love it. Good job, you guys. Good job. Good job. Good job. Thank you, Suze. I needed that. Guys, did you need this? Did you need this? Jared, do you miss the giveaway? I gave away a Jamar crate. That's right. You can't die at Sue's pose. That's like Inception. um, yeah, so you guys like the giveaway. That was pretty fun, right? We'll do it next time. Um, guys, thank you for hanging out. I think we all needed this. Um, some of yo, what's going on, Muse? Yo, shout out to my man Muse. You may have seen him when we interviewed him on Pencil to Pencil a couple months ago. Was that last year? It was a couple months ago. Good to see you, my man. One of my oldest buddies and a brother. Hello. 100% needed. Muse, we're going home, bro. Where were you an hour ago? This is for you. This is for the family. This is sorely needed. And as we move on to the future, community is going to be more important, right? It's going to be more therapy. It's going to be more important. So I encourage you, if you love the things that I was putting down tonight, you should consider joining my Patreon. See the doobly doo down there? That's right. For I have there's so many tiers. uh, there's a free tier. It's completely free to join up. I have started to post sketchbook excerpts. I got a really great response. I just went through one of my old sketchbooks and kind of took photos of like, I don't know, like 20 pages, and people were like, yo, this is hot. More art is what's happening in 2025. You know, guys know I know how to talk. A lot of you guys forget that I'm a cartoonist. I'm going to do a better job of putting more art out onto the platform. It ain't hard to tell. The community chat is popping. I think Nakota was giving us new music music things to check out. Duke says, if for nothing else, get it for Any Hard to Tell. Yes. No, Billy Bob, you can't leave yet. I'm just still doing my thing. That's right. Support your mans. Yes. You know what to do. All right, guys. I think we've done enough. Hey, Annie. Well, good night, Annie. All right, you guys. Let's say good night, John Boy. Let's do the thing. My dog wants to go out. You are watching Coffee Break with JN with your boy JN. Parting is such sweet sorrow. And we did this for family. And I hope to see you in another 2 weeks. Um, so much. Guys, I have many nicknames. Some of them may be some of your greatest hits. John Cena, the administrator of this facility. Johnny Five. Johnny Five, how do you feel? I feel alive. It's Master Chief. I like that. That's deep nerding right there. I like Master Chief John 117. And the captain of the starship, Jean-Luc Picard. There are 4 Johns. What happened here today? You got to hang out with your boy JN, and you watch me drink a cup of coffee and run my mouth. And now that I'm out of coffee, somebody wake up Hicks. See you in 2 weeks.